Dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually.
Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just about my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind.
It's the Travel OG, and welcome to the Black Manosphere Conclave 5.0!
We got started in 2021 in Atlanta, united in the pursuit of excellence in all things. It's been one hell of a ride.
Can I tell you what's on my mind? Cause I've been thinking about it for quite some time. Hey, can you give me a moment to declare my love? Can I tell you what's on my mind?
We're now focusing more on opportunities for men, in particular passport bros. Guys who go abroad, they want to have a different lifestyle, they want to have a different achievement abroad. Oh yeah, there's without a doubt the narrative has changed for us greatly.
I just finished speaking and having a chance to tell individuals about how to live the American dream outside of America. And I was here to help so many men when it comes to understanding what they need to do in order to relocate.
With the political climate, things that are happening worldwide, guess what? Nobody's coming to save us. So it is indicative that we all bound together, tighten up like a fist, and strike a mighty blow against everything that's fighting to stop us, man.
It's nothing but good, positive people, good, positive energy with one goal in mind, and that is to make money, get the hell out the Matrix, and enjoy your life. You dig? So shout out to all of y'all. Theme music!
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is your man Marcus A. Brown, and I'm here to tell y'all that I just got done with my first consultation with the brother Andre of Love Crossing Borders. I just wanted to give him his praises. I need y'all to do two things if you haven't already. If you haven't, subscribe to his YouTube channel, Love Crossing Borders. Also, if you are going to Colombia, if you're thinking of going anywhere, traveling internationally, please consider booking a consultation with the OG Andre of Love Crossing Borders. You will not be disappointed. And y'all, get in tune with him if you haven't already. Tell him MAB sent you. Peace.
Where are all the black men? And I'm not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
Well, actually.
Well, actually, they're here with Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders on a wonderful Friday evening. How do I start this? I guess I'll start by telling you guys the truth. A lot of us have been accused of something that's not necessarily true when it comes to the passport bros and blue book gentlemen and expats movement who are moving and relocating outside the United States. We've been accused of something that's not true. In many cases, we've co-signed it. We haven't said much about it, and so people back home in the United States believe what I'm about to say is true. It's not their faults. We've been validating it to a certain extent, but yet we haven't told people the truth. Now, a few of us have, and we've made our statements here and there on social media, but not enough of us have told the truth about this. We've let others think that we left America it's like I froze for a second, but no, we didn't. We didn't leave America to find wives. We let women on social media put those statements out there, and we let men, simps on a plantation co-sign, and we've said very little about it. But there are those of us who have told the truth about why we left America. Even though we love America, we appreciate America, and we are amazed at what America has done in a 450-year period that countries that have been around for thousands of years have yet to accomplish. We are proud of America and to be Americans. But the truth is, which some of us need to start speaking out a little bit more about, we left America because of America. Many of us got tired of how the policies work. We got tired of the disparities, the discrimination. We got tired of people looking in our face, gaslighting us. Whether you be a person of the LGBTQ, how they treat you, or a person of African American or Black descent, whether you be a person of Asian descent, how you are treated in the United States is not parallel to how we've all worked together to build the United States. And so the truth be told, that only a few of us, we left America because of America, not only because of Americans, but because of America. Because America has yet to do something about how many white Americans have done us over the last 400 plus years. And so we left. And everything that many of our family members and friends are still dealing with in the United States to this day, we rarely, or if ever, have to contend with for the rest of our lives. I don't have to contend with somebody look at me racially in many other countries. Not in the way they do in America. I don't have to worry about somebody overpricing me the way that they do in America. I don't have to worry about somebody saying you can't do that job like they do in America. So once again, we didn't leave America because of women. Guys, why don't y'all do yourselves a favor? Stop letting social media and stop letting women tell that lie. Stop letting men on social media continue to push that propaganda. When the truth be told, we left America because we got tired of America. Now, tonight's episode is we're going to be talking about whites that are tired of whites in America. It's not just us minority groups anymore. There are white people that are tired of having to hold up the shield of white supremacy in the system when they know it doesn't benefit them either. They're no further down the line of being rich than the Black guy or the Asian guy. They end up going to the same universities that the Arab guy and the Middle Eastern guy and the guy from the Black community ends up going to anyway. There are Blacks that have discovered no matter what race of men I marry, I can be happier with this one or I can be happier with that one. But just to marry a white man does not necessarily mean that it's going to benefit me in the long run. There are whites that have caught on to the game that the plutocrats and the millionaires and the billionaires, in other words, who control the world, have sold whites false gold, fool's gold. They've told the average white, if you act like you're better than other races, you can get to where we are and we can all be white billionaires. And whites, especially poor whites, who are living in their cars today and are living on the streets today of America, are realizing, I lost my farm because I believed in racism. I lost my wife, my kids, my home, because I believed what my white billionaire counterparts told me, that as long as I held on to being racist and I stood strong on white supremacy, I could go from being a farmer to a multi-billionaire. And they are discovering that was a lie. So we're going to see tonight, in regards to discrimination that still takes place in the United States, that whites don't notice. But tonight we're going to also hear from white people. For the most part, just saying it out loud, I am so freaking tired of white people. Shout out to white folks, and shout out to all you guys that are here with Andre and Andrea Love Crossing Borders. Yes, sir. Shout out to all you guys that are here. Yes, sir. Let's get a first shout out to our brother Will, coming right out the gate with the super chat. Shout out to all you guys that support by way of PayPal, Cash App, and super chats. Shout out to all you guys. We got the titles of how to be able to support at the bottom of the screen. That's always strolling. Shout out to all you guys that are supporting. My brother Will says this. He says, salutations, Andre, and chat. Please support. Please, brothers. Support by way of PayPal. Tonight, Friday night drink in hand. Got my drink, got a little whiskey for you guys. So guys, go make yourself a drink, because we're going to listen to some white folks talk crazy about each other. Tonight's episode is about white folks talking crazy about white folks. So go and make yourself a drink. This ain't about racism and black folks coming together against white folks. It's just facts on facts on facts. White people are starting to get tired and starting to take notice of the same things that we are tired of as well. So go ahead, make yourself a drink. He says this, he said, by way of PayPal, Cash App, or Super Chat. He said, I left because of the stress and racism. He said, I have been hoping and I've been happy and content in Colombia. Absolutely correct. Shout out to you, Will. Let's scroll up to numero uno, which is Dave. Hey, Dave, I couldn't find that original video for American women versus foreign women. I couldn't find that one. Sometimes when it goes so far back, I may not still have that clip because I try to make some room in my computer. Now it's kind of funny. I should have been doing this before. Now every time I do a video and I have that montage, I upload it into my Dropbox. But I wasn't doing that before. So the one that you're looking for, Dave, I no longer have that particular clip. I know exactly which one you're talking about now. Once again, shout out to Dave. He says, let's go, family. Andre and Andrea, salute. Salute to you as well, Dave. Glad to see that you're here, brother. And my brother, numero dos, Don, a.k.a. the Don JP, is in the building. Good evening, Andre and Andrea, and all the chat. Also, we're going to talk about, I just remembered. Oh, my goodness. Medellin, what are you doing, baby? Medellin, we got to scroll up. We got to scroll up. What's going on in Medellin? Let's translate to English for you guys. An American man was found deceased in an apartment in Medellin, El Poblado area. The body was found in bed in one of the rooms, and it was an advanced state of decomposition. They found this, and this came out March 10th, so this just happened a couple days ago. Today is the 13th. Shout out to you guys. We're going to be talking about a particular article in a second. We're going to talk about this article. But before we do that, let's go back to the shout outs. He said, please hit that like button on your way in. Yes, sir, gentlemen. Appreciate that. And shout out to Rudolph being in the building. Greetings to you as well, kind sir. It's Friday night. Drink in hand, gentlemen. Drink in hand. I'm drinking something special whiskey. Something special. That's what I'm drinking tonight. Shout out to you guys. This is I think when you brought it from the States for me. I don't know if we have this here in Colombia. We might have it here in Colombia. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Will says this also. Will says, he say, for the year, it's been black on black or white on white. This is going to be interesting. Oh, yeah, we got the white on white. You think I was going to let the white boys get away? Oh, no. Oh, no, my friends. You know I ain't going to let the white boys get away. What the hell is that smell? Anytime y'all hear me say, what the hell is that smell? Y'all already know what I'm talking about. White boys. What the hell is that smell? The white brothers. We love you, white brothers, but y'all need to learn to wash your. Y'all need to know what a towel is. Wash your hand. Get a face towel. Get a towel. Wash your ass. Wash your ass. Stop using your hand. You want to wipe your tail with your hand, shower with your hand, and then want to come shake my hand? No, you get a dap, white boy. You get a dap. You wonder why everybody want to give you a dap now. Everybody know that you don't wash your ass. That's that smell. Shout out to Kenny Peoples once again in the building. Good evening to you as well, Kenny. Glad to see that you're here. And my man Jay, Mr. Casey himself, is in the building. And Nick is here. What up, though? Shout out to all you guys. Salute to you as well as Jay. And speaking of Jay Anderson, the great that is, glad to see that you're here also. Salute to you as well, brother. Glad to see you guys here. Yes, sir. Jay says this. He says, salute the grown men chat, and Andrea love crossing borders. Salute to all you guys that are watching over on Andrea's channel as well. We appreciate that, guys. We really do. We really do. Yep, Friday night. He said on Andrea's channel. Shout out to all you guys that are already over there. Appreciate you. I'm going to be dropping the link over to her channel in a split second. For all the guys that want to support, shout out to my Uncle Jeffrey, Ghostface that is, in the building. Somebody's got to have an uncle. I got one too. So shout out to all you guys. Uncle Jeffrey's in the building. Let me scroll down a little further. Who else we got here? We got 40 people in the building already. Shout out to you guys. Once again, we're going to be talking about this particular case in Medellin, Colombia that happened just 3 days ago. Bum, bum, bum. Actually, it happened almost 10 days ago. I mean, almost 8 days ago. Because his body was decomposing for 5 days. They discovered this dude. We got to talk, guys. Guys, we're going to have to talk tonight. We got to talk. There is no way your body is supposed to be decomposing in another country for 5 days and your family don't know how to. See, y'all play too much. Y'all play too much. We're going to talk tonight. Shout out to Zeta being in the building as well. Glad to see you here, brother. That's good. Data says this, and shout out to Z being in here. My man Chris Jeezy, that is. Glad that you're here. DJ Davis, he say white or white ass whoopings. White on ass whoopings. They coming with it tonight. I'm gonna say this for real. I ain't never heard white people talk like this before. There's some white people that's really tired of white people, like for real tired. They're tired of holding up the false narrative of white is right, but yet they're living in their car. They're tired of holding up the narrative of white is great, but yet they working at McDonald's and Walmart. So they're like, wait a minute, why should I keep holding up this false white narrative so billionaires can become multi-billionaires? You see how that works? As long as white people are starting to discover, as long as I help the rich white people, I don't get nothing. Remember, you have to realize this, guys. Do remember. I'll put pause on the music for a split second. A lot of people forget the fact. I hear women talk about the right to vote, the right to own land, the right to open up bank accounts. You do realize there was a time that the average white person could not open up a bank account, could not buy land, could not vote in the United States. A lot of people think that white people always had that. No. If you did not already own some land, you couldn't vote. In many, you can open up bank accounts in many cities across the country. You ain't got no collateral. The United States has always predicated itself on this. Y'all ready? The 3 tiers. The plutocrats or the puppet masters. The puppets, who are the average everyday white people that are part of the system, right? And then those underneath that the plutocrats have convinced, or the puppet masters had convinced average white people that they are better than everybody else. That's what the problem is when it comes to the United States. And the funny part is, white people are starting to discover that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. There are white people that's starting to discover we did all the racist stuff that you told us to do, puppet masters, billionaires, trillionaires, old money. We did everything y'all told us to do as white people. We tried our best to show every form of discrimination that you told us will work to make us rich as you. What happened? 2026, you got just as many white people living in their cars as you got black people. You got just as many white people crying on social media about gas prices and food prices as black people. White people are starting to discover they got had. They got tricked. They got lied to. They're getting kicked out of their houses just like black people and Asian people and white people are getting kicked out of their houses. And they're paying higher rent for apartments just like black people are. The secrets are out that people found out that white people are on welfare far more than any other race in the United States. And I mean far more. They called ours food stamps. They called theirs subsidies. And we didn't know that it was the exact same thing. We thought that they were getting subsidies. It was literally food stamps and public assistance and welfare. But theirs were called subsidies. The truth is starting to come out, and white people are like, man, listen, I thought this whiteness was going to pay off. White people are starting to discover, even when they use their passports. You know what white boys discovering? One of the most dangerous things that you can be with a passport is a white boy. See, they thought they could just go around these countries being white, and yes, I'm white, and all the women will want me. No, you white, and you got a target on your back now, bruh. You sold to the world that being white was right. You sold to the world of whitening up the race. You sold to the world that white folks got money. Now your white ass got a passport, and you're scared to land in every country because you got a target on your back no matter where you go, white brothers. You don't know if this female like you for you or like you because you white and she thinks she gonna get some money. See us brothers and others, we can go to countries and if they like us, they like us. But you will always have a target on your back because you sold it to the world like that. You sow it, you grow it. That's how all plants work. But let's get ready to go back to the shout outs. Yeah, we got a good one tonight. It's some white people that's tired of it. They tired of it. It ain't about they tired of discrimination. They tired of the facade that they have to put up so the rich can get richer. That's probably the number one thing that white people are tired of is having to put up this lie. I'm living in a car, but my whiteness is supposed to keep me out of the cold. I'm living in a homeless shelter. I'm addicted to fentanyl, but my whiteness is supposed to protect me from getting addicted to anything. But white people do more drugs than everybody. So now white people are like, man, F this. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to let people know, hey, this whiteness stuff, it ain't all it's cracked up to be. And you're going to hear that. That's the number one theme tonight. White people telling the world being white is not all it's cracked up to be. But here we go. Before the night ends, I'm going to call them on some bullshit. Sounds good on paper. Sounds good when y'all say it on social media. But when them cameras go off, you still live your life like a puppet for the plutocrats and the multimillionaires and billionaires. So you could say you tired of whiteness, but you ain't gonna do nothing for real. Let's get back to the shout outs. Let's get back to the shout outs. We got MAB in the building. Shout out to you, sir. Mr. Navy himself. Salute to Andre and the chat supporting from Andrea's channel. Shout out to you guys that are over on Andrea's channel, man. I appreciate that. I really do. I really do, man. Y'all bringing a smile to my face, man. Yes, sir. We got LJD Southern Vegan. We got Zeta. Let me scroll down. Hey, we got my boy Crypto Dragon in the building. Shout out to you, Mr. Emperor himself. Once again, shout out to my brother Zeta being here. He said, Dre, it's cool, family. He said, about the video, thanks, brother. He said, I use the lives as motivation to keep pushing forward to lead the USA. That's one of the reasons why I do the channel, man. That's why we do the channel, man, to keep you guys who are motivated. That's what Taylor Made Dreams did for me. That's what Ace Live did for me. That's what I Am Marwa did for me. That's what who was it that was around at the time period? Danny. That's what he did for me, as well as More to Life in the Philippines. Shout out to him. Those brothers kept me motivated, man. I could watch those dudes and say, they could do what I can do. Shout out to KP in the building. Yes, sir. Glad. He said, good evening, Dre and chat. He said, you're on a roll with the live. with the live. Love it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Glad that you do. Glad that you do. Let me scroll down, make sure I got everybody else. This is the funny part. And I got on the Cuba Havana t-shirt today. That's the funny part, too. I'm talking about the United States, and yet United States try to do some crazy things in Havana. Seriously, use a cloth. White people, what's that smell? Come on now, white folks. Come on now. I've met some of the most beautiful, beautiful white girls that come down here to Cali because, salsa capital, so they come from Europe a lot. Gorgeous. I'm talking about 6'1", 5'11", 5'10". Bruh, what is that smell? Girl, if you don't leave this club and wash your ass. Yes, sir. Shout out to Flicky Sticky being in the building. Glad to see you're here. Glad to see you here. Let me scroll down, make sure I don't miss anybody. Got MAB. Got Chris. All right, we got all the usual suspects. We got all the usual suspects in the building. Shout out to all 50 of you guys here in the live stream. Make sure you click the like button. I like you. Make sure that you like us too. Here's to all you guys that are working third shifts, going in early. All you guys that are working second shifts, I got your back. You're going to enjoy this live stream. Shout out to all you guys that are truck drivers that are listening in. Keep your eye on the road for listening. And shout out to all you truck drivers out there. Shout out to all you railroad workers and engineers. We got your back. All your bus drivers, you got us in your ear. Shout out to all you guys. Keep your eye on the road. All you dock workers, somebody got to take care of us when all the ships and the shipments come in from sea to Chinese sea. Shout out to all you dock workers out there. We appreciate all that you do. Guys, travel safe from country to country. Good morning to all you guys over there in Southeast Asia. We appreciate all that you do. And this family here with Love Crossing Borders is just that, a family. Salute. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to have some fun tonight. Yes, sir. I needed that. All right, let's go to get started. I'm about to turn the music over. Let's get ready to get started. Okay. We're going to get started with the article right here. Dude got, 3 days ago, His body was decomposing. This article came out just a few days ago. Shout out to Medellin, best life in the building. Toast to you too, brother. Toast to you too. Okay, so let's go to get started. Let me translate this over to English for our brethren. An American was found dead in an apartment in El Poblado, Medellin. The body was found on the bed in one of the rooms and was in an advanced state of decomposition, meaning that, after 5 days, your body is just done. It says that in Medellin, and this article just came out a couple days ago on the 10th, the day of the 13th. His body was decomposing 5 days before this article came out. 5 days before this article came out. So let's go to get started. It says in Medellin, Christopher Ryan Galusha, 32 years old, he was young, U.S. American, was found dead in an apartment in El Poblado neighborhood in Medellin. His body was found on the bed in one of the rooms and was in advanced decomposition. According to preliminary information from authorities, the discovery occurred after neighbors of the apartment building located on the 7th floor reported strong odors coming from the apartment. So that's the only reason they found him, because the decomposition, they were smelling him. After receiving the report, the police units and forensic personnel entered the apartment, located the foreigner's body. Galusha had reportedly rented the place through the digital format, meaning probably Airbnb or something, about a month ago. So he's been there for a minute. And there had been no contact with him for at least 5 days. Before we go any further, I want to say something to you guys, because this is very important. If you have my information, if we do a consultation, if we're on WhatsApp together, if you got my email address, bruh, do not, and I mean this, and I'm probably one of the only ones that keep saying this, do not bring your ass to Colombia without having a secondary form of contact for your family. I don't care if you're Medellin and it's T-Mac or Will. If I'm coming to Medellin, you better believe my Uncle Jeffrey's gonna have Will's number, T-Mac's number. If he don't hear from me, he can reach out to T-Mac and them, and they know where I'm at. You guys know I've been hollering this from the beginning. If you come to Cali, there is no way in hell you're supposed to be sneaking into Cali and sneaking out, and you ain't gave none of your people my number, and you got my number. I keep telling you, give your mama my number, your grandmama, your aunties, your best friends, your sisters. I talk to them all the time anyway. I've talked to more family members, bruh, over the years, and the family members felt more comfortable. I know why I'm yelling. Felt more comfortable because they knew that, okay, there's another American down there, so just in case we lose contact with them, we can reach out to Andre. And I mean that for any of you guys. And I don't mean that is just hit me up on WhatsApp. Hey, Dre, I'm gonna give my mom your number. All right, cool. Tell her to give me a call. Always, dude. It's too dangerous if you're a solo traveler to not have a secondary somebody. This man's body was decomposing for 5 days. If it wasn't for the Colombians smelling him, nobody would have found him. Nobody would have found him. This reminds me of the story that came out a few years ago, very famous story about a beautiful sister in London that they found her 3 years after she died, sitting in the seat, and the television shows were still going. Everybody's wondering, like, who was paying her rent why her electricity wasn't cut off, why her cable wasn't cut off. 3 years, the television still going, all the regular cable shows still running, electricity still on, all utilities still on, Wi-Fi still on. Ain't nobody paid rent. 3 years. Found that sister's body decomposed already, of course, nothing but bones sitting in a chair. If we supposed to be a family, ain't no way in world I'm supposed to be funny style. Like, for real, I'm being serious. Either we family with this travel thing or we ain't. Because if we ain't, I could come on YouTube and I could lie to you and I could fake, yeah, y'all my family, man. I love y'all brothers. Then when these cameras and lights go off, I don't give a damn about you. That's fake. Or am I really my brother's keeper for real? When I tell y'all, give your people my number. If you ain't got nobody in Medellin or Cartagena, give your people my number anyway. Because I got some people in Medellin that I could reach out to that could go look for their people. I got people in Cartagena that I could reach out to and they'll look for your people. I got people in Barranquilla that look for your people for you, for your family. If you ain't got nobody that you cool with, are we a family or for real? Or are we just pretending for YouTube? So when I say dudes, and I don't care who the hell you are, I don't care if I haven't talked to you in 3 years. If you coming to Cali, Colombia, and you do not make sure your family got my number, you better make sure they got somebody's number. You coming down to a whole different continent. Just imagine the embassy, U.S. embassy, because that's all they ever do. They will call your family for you now. They will call your family. They call your family and tell your family that you've been dead for 5 days, decomposed, and they tell your family the only reason that they could identify that it was you is because of that smell that was coming out of the Airbnb. Because nobody came to check on you. Nobody came to check on you. Let's go back to the article. I'm very serious about that, gentlemen. Get your people my number, man. Let's translate it back to English again. During the judicial inspection, the apartment investigators also found several, now this is important, several, not one, not two, several narcotic substances which were taken into custody as part of the investigation process. Forensic teams conducted a technical inspection of the scene and collected evidence that will help clarify the case. At this time, the cause of death has not been established and it will need to be determined through the corresponding forensic analysis. According to records from the authorities, during 2025, at least 15 foreigners have died in Medellin under different circumstances that have been investigated. I know of at least, me personally, I know of at least in 2025, at least, I think in Medellin, at least 2 jumped out the window. No, it's 3. 2 jumped out the window this a couple months ago, jumped out the window within almost an hour and a half of each other in different parts of Medellin. Like one area, a dude just jumped out the window, and while the police over here investigating this, another dude jumped out the window. I think one was Canadian and one was American. I don't know what dope y'all taking in Medellin, and I don't want to know. But they just said several narcotics were found. And I'm gonna say something. I know a few of y'all that came down here, and I mean this, no joke. I know a few of y'all that came down here and become dope fiends. Some of y'all ain't never sniffed cocaine a day in y'all life, and I've seen some of y'all come down here clean as can be, and a few weeks later, y'all dope fiend out. And I mean that. That I can attest to. That is not something that I heard. That's something I know, and I mean a few of y'all. Y'all that came down here, y'all thought y'all was just smoking some regular Colombian weed. And I see you about a month or two later, y'all just straggling down the street. Dope fiend the fuck out. And I don't hear from y'all again. True story. Some of y'all come down here and take some of that Tootsie. Y'all in the club, y'all party. Y'all get some of that pink cocaine that's down here, that Diddy cocaine. You try to, y'all be strong. Or I got dudes that I talk to right now, raging alcoholics, not just drinkers, raging alcoholics. Now they've been here in Colombia. There are three things that's going to tell the truth about you. We say two, I say three. First one, when you get some money, money gonna tell the truth about you. Money will tell the truth about who the hell you are. Alcohol, let you get drunk enough. We gonna know who the hell you are in real life. A passport. If you can't control your vices in the States, wait until you get out of the States. If you think you smoking some strong weed in the States, wait until you smoke the weed that they got waiting for you out here outside of the States. If you like sniffing a little something in the States, wait until you find out what they got you to sniff on outside the States. Your vices will destroy your life. And from the way that it sounds, it doesn't sound like the dude had somebody else, because the Airbnb host or they looked at the cameras and they discovered, well, didn't nobody coming to his spot. The neighbors didn't see some ladies coming in and out. So it doesn't sound like one of those scopolamine moments. It sounds like the dude came down from the States and did some dope fiend stuff and he OD'd. That's what it sounds like. Because Colombia would have said yes, and we got camera footage of the ladies going in and out. We're going to do an investigation. Colombia ain't got no problem telling you if there were women involved. They don't have no problem telling you that it looked like it was a robbery involved. The way that they described it in that news headline is that he came down here on some dope fiend-ish and died as a dope fiend. And we don't talk about that on social media enough. A lot of you dudes, white dudes, black dudes, Latin dudes, y'all be going to these other countries, y'all be dope fiends. Some of y'all get caught up on cases because y'all go to other countries and become dope fiends. And then all of a sudden you get caught shipping keys of this or shipping that in and out of countries because you a dope fiend. You a dope fiend. Man, I only smoke my weed on every once in a while. Dude, it's some dudes that can't do that. I'm gonna say that again. Some of you dudes can smoke your weed every once in a while. It's dudes that can't do that. They smoke weed for breakfast, lunch. They think that they can be Snoop Dogg, but they can't. Snoop Dogg almost worth $1 billion off of smoking weed. You ain't. You a dope fiend. There's so many dope fiends from the dude. It will amaze you how many dope fiends from the States are literally walking around Colombia with American passports, but no money to get back. Especially in Medellin. You got a lot of American dope fiends walking around, blacks and whites. And I mean dope fiend, like crackhead dope fiends, like Philadelphia, Detroit, Chicago type of dope fiends. Like dope fiends. Baltimore type dope fiends. LA type of dope, like true dope fiends, walking around Medellin, walking around Cartagena, walking around Cali, and they got literally an American passport. I want to say this again before we go into our topic. Shout out to my man Mind being in the building. He said, don't be careful, be aware. Absolutely correct. I'm going to say this again, guys, before we go to tonight's topic. Don't bring your vices outside the United States. I kid you not. If you're a dude that cannot handle alcohol, you don't need to use your passport. I mean that. Some of you dudes it's one thing to be a casual drinker. Even if you're a casual drinker, as much as you want to. But if you know you a straight alkie, my dad died when I was 2 and I ain't never get over it. My dog died when I was 6 and I ain't never get over it. If you a true alkie and you know who the hell we talking to, keep that in the States, bro. It ain't gonna change once you leave. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse once you get to Thailand. It's gonna get worse once you get to the Philippines. It will get worse once you get to Brazil or Colombia. South Africa, Kenya, Ghana, it's gonna get worse. Do not think that traveling with a passport is going to get you over your addiction. All it's going to do is introduce you to amplify, because now you're going to be able to get exposure to liquors that don't even make it to the States. You think the liquor in the United States is strong. Some of these liquors in other countries, man, please, you'll get strung out in 3 days with some of these liquors that's out here. Weed heads. All you weed heads out there. I like to smoke a little shot every once in a while. All you weed head brothers, I'm telling you now, you cannot go to every country smoking on everything. You think some of that weed in the States is strong? Start using your passport. You're going to end up becoming a true weed head. And here's the crazy part, and I mean this. I know dudes that don't even travel for the women anymore or leave the United States because of the States anymore. You know why they travel now? For the drugs. I know dudes that are so strung out on certain drugs in certain countries, they don't want to go to no other country. They go back home, make a stack of money, come back and snort it all up. They ain't thought about no woman. They don't care nothing about no damn pay for play. They don't care nothing about no good woman. They don't care nothing about no culture, no food, no cost of living. They don't care nothing. They originally thought about all that. Now they strung out on that Colombian tussie, that pink cocaine. They go back to the States to make money to come back to get some of that tussie. I know dudes that come back just like dope fiends, dog. Just because we don't talk about certain subjects all the time, don't mean off camera we don't see it. It's dudes that literally come back like dope fiends. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. That's how they feel when they get on the plane. It's the first of the month. Hurry up and come on. Dope fiends, bro. And my man died in Medellin as a dope fiend. Damn. Shout out to K-Dub in the building. KW says this. He said, what's good, Dre? He said, it's been a minute. Been on the replay crew. Shout out to the replay crew. Shout out to you guys. Drink in hand tonight. Yes, sir. He said, this weekend, I'm moving to Southern Europe. Shout out to you. We still need to get together. We still got an interview to schedule. He said, and that's my bad. He said, I'm moving to Southern Europe, from Southern Europe back to Northern Europe. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm glad that you let me know when you get settled, man. Like I said, that was my bad. We still got an interview. I still want to do an interview with you over there with the brothers over there in Europe. Shout out to Cole for being in the building. He said, I made a joke about cocaine when I was in Cartagena. He says, this Colombian dude popped up out of nowhere. This is very common. When I first came to Colombia, I'm in Parque Yeris walking, and it had to be at least 5 or 10 dudes in El Poblado that were like cigarette. You remember back in the 50s, they had the cigarette girls at the bar, and they would sell cigarettes in the clubs and the bars, like cigarette. They had a little cute uniforms back in the 50s and 60s, the cigarette girls, and they would have gum, and they would have breath mints, and they had cigarettes, right? Packs of cigarettes. You could buy them. How come they had dudes selling cocaine like that and walking down the street? I don't know if they still have it, so I haven't been to Medellin that often lately. But when I got to Medellin, it was dudes that could just pop up from out of nowhere. He ain't lying. And it's almost like the cigarette girls. You need this, you need the pink, you need the white, you need the off-white cocaine, you need some weed. And you look like, no, thank you. And you keep walking and you look like, did this dude just... So if I smoke a regular cigarette, I'm doing something wrong? like, I kid you not. I'm looking like, what? He said, I told him, oh, no, thank you. That's how I was, man. I couldn't believe it. I'm looking like, what? What? So I don't know if it still goes on in Medellin. You guys got to let me know. But yeah. He said, yeah, they still do it. Okay. Okay, Kobe. I mean, Kofa. Yeah, I never expected that, man. I never expected that. He said, that's what, he talking to Jeffrey. Yeah, man, I kid you not. I never, he said, oh no, I can't do that. He said, that's an extremely dangerous habit. Yeah, man. I kid you not, man. It was so random. He acted like it was just nothing. Hey, you need the pink, you need the, start naming off the colors. Like, what type of weed you need? And I'm like, so if I needed a pack of cigarettes, I just couldn't get that, huh? Like, goodness gracious. Will says this. He said, yes, they pop up everywhere in Medellin. Okay. And this is the funny part that got me. They don't even be in hiding. It's not like, hey, bro, come here for a minute. I got that. No, they don't do it like that. They just walk up on you like, hey, buddy, come here for a second. I've got something for you. And you be looking like, oh, okay. Zeta says this. He said, I remember a Colombian dude walked up to me and asked me, you black man? He said, you love weed? He said, you black man, you love weed. You love weed. You want? I asked like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, man. Oh, he said, I was like, nah, bro, I'm good. Seriously. Let's get ready to get started with the video. Okay, thank you for clarifying. Let me know it wasn't just me. Thank you for letting me know that it wasn't just me, because I'm looking like, what? Will said, I'm seeing them come up to all foreigners. Yeah. Oh, that happened to you too, Jeffrey? You never told me that, Joe. Joe said, dude came out of nowhere like somebody said coke. I know, right? Yeah, I thought it was just me. Shout out to James being in the building. James W. himself. He said, cheers, Dre. He said, life is the best high. Absolutely correct. He said, having balance with a strong mindset. Embrace the freedom to travel and experience other cultures. Stay in shape, eating right. Absolutely correct. He said, take care of your teeth. Absolutely. Make sure you take care of your teeth. Definitely, gentlemen. He said, yeah, they be on the hustle for real. That's serious. Okay, I'm not crazy. Let's look at real quick. He said, I got a Tussie story I have to tell you after you're offline. Okay, cool. Tussie is the pink cocaine. That's what we were talking about earlier. Wow. Okay. Let me add this.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Do you even?
A lot of times we have people that say, well, especially white people and sometimes black people say there is no discrimination taking place anymore in the United States. Racism is all in your mind. There is no white supremacist system available. White men are the ones that are being discriminated against. Before we go off into the portion where whites are going to show that they are extremely tired of whites. I want to show you modern day discrimination that's taking place even as we speak. Even as we speak. So when they tell you that certain discriminations don't exist, I beg to differ.
Than white-owned homes.
We've done the stories in Florida when somebody's black selling their house, the appraisers will come in and literally give them a value $100,000 to $300,000 less because they're black.
What progress are you making by saying that?
What progress?
So what should
I'm trying to end that.
Notice that the dude on the other end, the Middle Eastern brother who loves America so much because he comes from Lebanon, and he's so used to being from a war-torn country that he came to America kissing a white man's boots so much that anybody that says anything against white man and white man's America and tells this guy the truth about white man's America, he just cannot see it. And I followed this guy for a while. I remember he started from zero to become a multimillionaire. Shout out to James with the new membership. Appreciate you, brother. Yes, sir. And this brother here is Roland Martin is trying to explain to him that today racial disparity takes place when it comes to appraising black people houses compared to white people houses.
You said you're Middle Eastern, right?
I am, yes.
How would you feel? How would you feel?
Yes.
If you're selling your home, you've got a home that you know,
right?
And you put upgrades in it, and you know your home is worth $500,000.
Yeah.
And somebody comes into your home, and they see your photos,
right?
And they see your family, and then they go back and they go $350,000. You go, what the hell?
So you tell that story.
Wait, one second.
To get people to be convinced that that's happening.
Since you didn't, I guess you couldn't pull it up. Okay.
Oh, he did pull it up.
Okay, the Biden administration, the Federal Housing and Finance Agency released 47 million appraisal reports to the public for the first time. The appraisals, which were compiled between 2013 and 2021, present evidence of a persistent, widespread practice in the home appraisal industry to give higher values to homes when the occupants are white and devalue them if the owners are people of color.
That's such bullshit.
Hey friends, let me tell you something that I'm a little bit, I'm very much disgusted, but I'm also delighted about. I'm disgusted and delighted. I'm mad and I'm happy at the same damn time. Let me tell you why. So I have a good girlfriend. She's a doctor. And so I'm refinancing one of her properties. And so we looked at the comps and everything, and we know that the property is probably worth about $1.3 million. Well, she had an appraisal done. She met the appraiser there at the property, and the appraiser valued it at $989,000. Okay. Well, we know it's worth 1.3. So then she had another appraisal done. This time she had somebody who works for her. This is a white woman who works for her. She's the boss. So she has this white woman there. And this time the appraisal came in at $1.1 million. Better. But still, we looking at the comps. She knows, I know that it's worth a little bit more money than that. So then we order another appraisal. And this time she has somebody else who works for her, who's a white man, along with that white woman there, as they're the couple. This is their home. And now that we have the white man here, the value comes in at, guess what? Ding, 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 ding. $1.3 million.
All right, guys. We got breaking news on the incident in which the Valdosta State baseball coach told the player that he couldn't play because of the length of his hair. The investigation is over with.
Notice the length of his hair. Not even the style, the length. How many white boys we know play baseball with long hair? Quite a few. They may tuck it under their hat, or they may put it in a ponytail or whatever it may be, but they still rock their long hair. But the young brother, this came out 2023. The young brother couldn't play baseball because of the length of his hair.
And basically, this is what happened. The university ruled that the coach will keep his job and Asher will get to stay on the team. Why? The rule that the coach had in place wasn't applied fairly across the board. So basically, What the kid was saying is, I did what you wanted me to do, so now I should be able to play was right. But the coach was saying that you shouldn't be able to play because I have a rule that this is in place was right also. But the coach didn't apply it correctly. So Asher stays on the team and the coach keeps his job.
Corporate America has officially automated racism, and they're using AI to make sure you never get hired.
Did you hear that? Corporate America is using AI to make sure that certain individuals aren't hired. So when you put your resume into the system, one of the things that's causing you to not be hired is not just because so many people are applying, but because corporate America today are starting to use AI to differentiate between who's going to get the interviews and who won't.
Massive new lawsuits in 2026 are proving that tech giants use algorithms to systematically trash black resumes the second they detect a black zip code or an HBCU on your profile. They have turned discrimination into a technical glitch so they can reject us in bulk without ever having to look us in the eye. They aren't hiring the best talent. They are hiring whoever fits their white-coded data sets. Comment ghosted if you've ever been rejected for a job you were overqualified for. Follow to help us hit 10K so we can name the companies involved.
So this man gets a job interview after he changed the name on his resume from Dwight Jackson to John Jaboski. Now he's suing for defamation. Voila. And I hope you get your money too. Because not me and John submit the same exact resume and he's the only one that gets the interview. Like, what's wrong with Dwight? Because like all jokes aside, Dwight is literally just as qualified as John, literally. Not only do I hope you get your coin, I hope you also get to be employed somewhere that appreciates Dwight Jackson. All right, even if it's yourself, that's even better. Because what's in the name? Because not your assumed better candidate is just a figment of somebody else's imagination. Oh my gosh, what are the odds?
A United Nations.
Before we go off into what the United Nations is doing against Trump, this reminds me of several times when this happened. One of the universities just recently, last year, if I'm not mistaken, put out the results of a 2,500 survey of black men and white men when it came to applying for jobs. I forget what university it was, but the videos went viral. And the woman was saying, we purposely gave incarceration records to many of the white applicants. Same skills. Then the black applicants, we gave more skills. So we gave white applicants, white male applicants, incarceration backgrounds. And we gave the black applicants not too much more skilled to where they overqualified, but just enough to make them far more qualified than the white guys. And they found out that white men who have been incarcerated get more calls for interviews than black men who have the qualifications and more in 2025, 2026. So when people sit back and say that there is no discrimination, no racism in the United States, racism is because we got a president who was black. Racism is over. We got the movie Sinners with the best performance and the best director and the best producer. We've come such a long way in America. That's some BS. Let's continue on. Let's hear what they're saying about Trump with the UN coming against him.
Watchdog just called out the president of the United States for using racist hate speech that's putting immigrants and asylum seekers in danger. A recent article in BBC explains that the Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination released a report warning that the way Trump and other politicians portray migrants, refugees, and asylum seekers as criminals and burdens may be directly inciting racial discrimination and even hate crimes.
We look at the huge number, but nobody looked at.
Shout out to Fresno, California. Jury awards $15.4 million in racial discrimination suit.
The huge price I paid to be at the city and work as a black woman in the city and being the only black at that time. And that number still is not big enough for me of the time that I lost with my children and my family that I could never get back.
Latino actors face a lot of discrimination in Hollywood, and many of them have spoken about the racism that they experienced during casting. America Ferrera said that at her first audition as a teenager, she was told to sound more Latino. She was confused and she asked them if they meant that they wanted her to speak Spanish, but they told her to do it English, just more Latino. And then later, she realized what they meant is that they wanted her to speak English with a broken accent. So Dasha Polanco revealed that she's actually been pressured to hide her Afro-Latina features. She was once even told that she looked too Latina for a role. And she said that from seeing the Latinas who were successful in the industry, she grew up feeling that the only way she could get more roles is if she was thinner, had lighter hair, and lighter eyes.
I remember going out on audition and killing it. You know that vibe. You know that feeling. And the feedback was we couldn't get past her hair. That's why I didn't get it.
Did they tell you that?
Yes. Yes.
I have chills.
So I know. So I grew up with a complex about my natural curly hair. Yeah, this stuff is real. And women with natural hair, they will tell you.
Why did the law that saved millions deliberately exclude the people who needed it most? 1935. Franklin Roosevelt signs the Social Security Act. It's called the greatest safety net in American history. But here's what they don't teach you. The law specifically excluded agricultural workers and domestic servants, two categories that covered nearly 65% of all black workers in America. This wasn't an accident. Southern Democrats demanded the exclusion as the price for their votes. They said it openly. They wanted to preserve the economic structure of the South. According to the Social Security Board's own 1940 report, 5 million workers were left out, most of them black, most of them poor. So, white industrial workers got retirement security. Black farm workers and maids got nothing. It took 15 years,
even though they were paying into Social Security,
to partially fix this. The 1950 amendments finally covered some agricultural and domestic workers. But by then, an entire generation had been excluded. Who benefited? White workers who built wealth through guaranteed retirement income. Who paid the price? Black workers who stayed poor because the safety net had a color line built into it. The receipts are in the congressional record. The exclusions were debated. The racial impact was known. And they passed it anyway. Comment if your grandparents were excluded from Social Security. Follow for more policies that promised help but delivered harm.
A lot of us don't realize that our grandmamas and our granddaddies had to work into their later years because they were excluded from Social Security. Why did I bring that montage up? Like I said, many of us left America because of America. If you stopped racism, I mean, if the UN came in and kicked in doors in the United States and said, from now on, everything has got to be as equal as the law says. Do you know how many light years, because of racial disparities and discrimination, white people are in the United States? White people built and acquired the ability to cry and whine now after hundreds of years of disparity. From if a black person bought an insurance policy, there was a huge percentage of the time after the husband or the wife dies, that insurance company was not going to cover that policy. But for a white person, they got that 50,000 or that 100,000. The number one thing that a person can own in the United States to help build their net worth is a home. Well, what about if you were despaired against, even if you had the money to afford a home in a particular community, but they wouldn't let you get a home there? So you had to get a home on certain parts of Chicago, certain parts of Detroit, which is redlining. So you could leave your kids a $300,000 home like the white people did. You could only leave your kids a $35,000 home because you're on the east side of Detroit. What about bank loans for businesses? Remember, they wouldn't give bank loans for businesses or SBA loans to black businesses if you were going to open it in a black community. But if you were another race, you were almost guaranteed a loan as long as you opened up that business in the black community. In other words, the United States has built and made so many trillions over the years for whites that they can sit back today and say, as they sit on a pile of money, blood money, they can say today, I don't want racism to happen anymore. I'm tired of white people and racism. Yeah, you can say that now. I want everything to be fair. You can say that now. It will not be fair. Even if everything was fair and square and equal today, you are sitting on a pile of trillions of dollars that you never gave any other race a chance to get, including, that's why I wanted to put in the Social Security. A whole generation of black people and Latin people and others could not get Social Security while whites were getting Social Security all those years, building their nest eggs and investments. And you wonder why there is a white billionaire here and a white billionaire there and a white billionaire multimillionaire, because the playing field still to this day is not equal. And that's why I showed you the part when it came to home and appraisal. This is very, very common practice to appraise black people's houses, Latin people's houses, Asian people's houses lower than the house of white people. I could have went in TikTok and I could have pulled out at least, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, at least 100 straight TikTok stories of people telling their story of disparity or discrimination when they were trying to get their houses just appraised. So many stories of black people saying, I took out all my photos and I put in all white people in that house, and I had my neighbor from across the street be my appraiser. I mean, be the person that came through with the appraiser. You see how the one sister just said, we took the sister down and we put a white woman there and it came up a little bit. But then we took the same people who worked for the sister, put a white dude who worked for the sister and a white woman who worked for the sister and put it in her house. And suddenly her house is worth 1.3 million. So we're going to listen to white people tonight, boo-hoo, cry, whine about white people and how they don't think it's fair. But it's easy to talk like this about your fellow white person after y'all sitting on trillions of dollars. After y'all built banks, built legacies, family wealth. It's easy to say that after you've stolen patent after patent after patent from black people you've stolen. And your family can live off those patents for 15, 20 generations. It's easy to do that. It's easy to sit back and say, yeah, we don't want the racism anymore. It's easy to do that because the first house you buy it's easy to, y'all complain about them being liberals or the LGBTQ, or they got the blue hair or the pink hair. It ain't got nothing to do with it. Stop falling for that BS. Because that same white girl with pink hair can get a $400,000 loan for a house, just like that white girl and that white couple can get a loan for a $4,000 house. But let your black ass go out there and try to get that loan for a $400,000 house. Your credit got to be perfect. It's got to be this. You got to have this type of job. You got to have this type of collateral, so forth and so forth. But them same white girls are talking about end racism. Once they get done, the day will come where they take that pink dye out of their hair and still get loans for a $400,000 house. So everything that you hear tonight, I'm here to tell you this. One of the reasons why we left, because what you're going to hear tonight is a crock of bullshit. White people will still benefit even after complaining about white people. They will still sit on their trillions of dollars that they've made off of our backs and the backs of others But they want to complain about white people now. They won't do anything about it. They won't get off those trillions of dollars. They'll still enjoy those trillions of dollars. That's why I'm giving a disclaimer before I show it first. My brother said, Dre, that happened to me in the 90s. Buying my home. Same thing happened to me in the early 2000s. Buying my home. It was my first home that I purchased. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Shout out to Indiana. After incarceration. Kid you not. Let's get started with the video. Let's bring this one down. Let's bring this one up. First question is, are white people the problem?
Us white people have been late to the party as far as how corrupt our government is. Do you know who's been trying to tell us this for decades? Black people.
Most white people have the emotional intelligence of 5-year-olds, and that specifically extends to their knowledge of racism. So while people of color grew up experiencing racism and knew...
Do you know why most white people can afford to have the intelligence of a 5-year-old? Because systematic racism have allowed you to be economically in position of a 105-year-old. What do you mean, Andre? I'm saying that the system is set up for white people to be as numb and as dumb as they want to be and still succeed. I like what D.L. Hughley said, what others have said. I never feel sorry for white people. I feel sorry for sick people that are physically or mentally or emotionally sick. But just your average everyday white person sleeping in the car, I don't feel sorry for you. All you white boys that get robbed in other countries, I don't feel sorry for you. That's racism. Nope, I'm telling you what you built. You built a world around you that said that you are number one and you got all the money. So when you use your passport, you didn't realize there's gonna be a target on your back for talking too much and telling people whitening up their skin is gonna be better. Now you got Dominicans talk about, and Brazilians talk about whitening up the race, whitening up the race. You did that, white dude. So when you go to another country and they rob you, I don't be feeling sorry for y'all. I ain't never felt sorry for a white dude that got robbed. You put that target on your back. You did it. I didn't do it. You knew who did. Your granddaddy, your government, your president. They put that target on your back, made it seem like being white was right. So now you don't know if somebody really love you for you. Do they want to get a green card? Do they want to get a hustle on you? You don't know if somebody care about you for you. You got white boys right now complaining on social media. True story. You got white men. I ain't never heard this before. Never heard this before. White men on social media complaining about black women hitting them up in their DMs because they white. True story. I came across that today, and I came across it a couple of days ago with a different dude. But then another dude today, he was just a regular every dude looking white dude, and he said, black women, there are a group of us white dudes that are tired of you by the hundreds coming into our DMs. We know that we don't look that good. He said, I don't have money like that. All y'all want because I'm white, not because of me as a person. I ain't never heard white men talk like that. White dudes, I don't give a damn. It's your fault. You put that target on your back. Now you got black women in the United States thinking that if I get me a white man, I can go nah to the black man and to the Latin man and the other man. You did that, white boy. I ain't gonna feel sorry for your ass because your DM's full of raggedy ass sisters that's full of kids. We tried to warn you. You thought them brothers, those black guys don't understand you. Go ahead. That's why brothers are like, take them. I'm going to be with the white man. Go. White men walking around on TikTok like, look at the black queen I got. We already know what's going on off camera. We was raised with them. We've been knowing them since she was 5, 15, and 25. White boy, you think you got something when you married your sister? Bruh, we know what it's like once you click off that camera off TikTok. Take them. We mean it. Take them. Take them. We still love our sisters, but guess what? If them sisters got y'all white dudes convinced that what we know ain't true, which we've been seeing with these sisters our whole lives, we talking about our aunties, not yours, white boys, our grandmamas, our mamas, our sisters, our cousins, our co-workers. We were raised in the same neighborhood with them same sisters that be in your DMs. So white boys, y'all crying about the sisters want y'all now? We don't care. We do not care. We really don't. We ain't sitting back sad, mad, disappointed. Nope. Black women are coming in my DMs and they only want me because I'm white. You made that. You put that target on your back, and that's your fault. Ride it out, white boys. Ride it out. Let's continue on with the video.
What it was before they could even articulate it. White people are intentionally sheltered and kept away from that. And because white people don't engage in conversations about race, they often perpetuate white supremacy even without knowing it. Because most white parents think that it's too disturbing for young white kids to learn about what their ancestors did to other people of color. That's why specifically my content, I cater towards white people, because genuinely their knowledge of these things is so low.
But it's a new dawn, it's a new day. Finally, all across social media, these racist Caucasian people and these raccoons, they getting exposed over and over and over again. And I love that shit. And look, we're not the only ones that have white fatigue. We're not the only ones. Caucasian people also have white fatigue. Matter of fact, run a tape.
Somebody who grew up with a racist, angry father, I am in full agreement with you. There is a very big reason why, if you know me, you know that I don't date white men. It is just not something I do. My own father put a horrible taste in my mouth for white men, and I will never understand my own father. Like, the man who is half of me, the man who created me, was filled with such hate and such rage. And one of the things I don't think I will ever forget is the time my sister was dating a black guy, and he took one of his bullets, he wrote the guy's name on it, he set it on a shelf in our house, and he told her, "You make sure if he walks in my front door, he sees that bullet waiting for him." That was my own father. That's the man I grew up with. I mean, until he left and didn't look back because he chose alcohol over his children and wife. But that's a whole nother story. But I agree with you. And there are people who comment and say, oh, you can't lump us all together. You can't do this. You can't do that. I'm basing this on my pure life experience with my own family and what I went through growing up into my young adult life. There is a very big reason I feel the way I do, and a very big reason I am not like my father. So it's one of those things that can go either they're following in the footsteps or they're going the complete opposite. And I'm thankful that I went the opposite way. It's embarrassing how my own dad was, and I can't change it, but at least I can speak up now. And try to help how I can.
And see, you can go all over social media, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all over social media. Caucasian people are tired of Caucasian people, and that's what they don't want. See, they want to confuse you and think, it's going to be a civil war between black and white. No, it's not going to be that. It's their own people. It's Caucasian versus they tired of their own people crowd. They tired of it. But Tim Tebow said something else that was so important. Check this out. Tebow said it's heartbreaking that the same men who are supposed to protect their families are the ones hurting them. Adding, instead of being defenders and protectors, we're the ones causing pain. Make that make sense. Where is the lie? And shout out to Tim Tebow, because out of all the Caucasian celebrities, politicians, whatever, he's the only one calling his own people out. Ain't that crazy? Out of all his people, they love to call us out. Never being around us, never going to Chicago in the hoods, in the projects, never going to New Orleans in the projects, never going to Atlanta in the projects, but they love to discuss us, but they never call out their own people.
Do white people ever get tired of other white people? And I'm being sincere. Do they ever get tired of the white people who find stuff to be outraged about? And I'm not talking about Karens. Karens are racist, and you know they're always going to complain about something, right? But do white people ever get tired of other white people? And I'm amazed for a country that has no health care, whose illiteracy is at hovering somewhere about 55%. And y'all out here defending billionaires in comment sections, and y'all out here voting for felons. Do white people ever get tired of other white people? And
let's read it, because I went to his comment section. This is what white people said. Every single day, every day without fail. Another white person said, it's exhausting being fully aware of my privilege at all times, but being surrounded by people who aren't aware and don't even care about it. He said, he or she said, Jules said, I try to make them aware of it, but it's like pulling teeth. Another one at the bottom says this: my good sir, I assure you, I am exhausted with my disgustive system. Did I pronounce that? That's a system can't take much more. He said, I just can't take more of it. He said, it's like being the only kid who actually worked on the group project while everyone else ate glue the whole time. Let's continue on.
Being sincere, do they ever get tired of the white people who find stuff to be outraged about? Now, I'm not talking about Karens.
This one right here is another one. Beyond tired. In the UK, fascists are on the rise, and discourse is mind-blowing. Nigel Farage and the orange turd needs blasting into a black hole. I guess the orange turd must be Trump. Needs blasted to a black hole along with them monarch followers, or moronic followers. Put my glasses on and stop playing. Let me stop. Put some glasses on, Andre. Okay, more and more every single day. These are white people talking. Are they tired of white people? More and more every single day, especially with my own family, either because I'm more aware now than I used to be, or because leaning more into it now because they're emboldened by Trump's rhetoric. The next person says, yes, every single day, meaning tired of white people. These are all white people talking. He said, and I'm exhausted of feeling so alone. I'm fully aware of our world and my privilege in it. So I keep fighting and tell myself I can't give up. Like all these people that we're reading are white. These are from his comment section when he asked, are white people tired of white people?
Karens are racist, and you know they're always going to complain.
Here's another one. Are you tired of white people? All the time. It started with my family long before this. When I was a child that questioned everything they did, and now as adults, I try to talk to them, but it doesn't seem to register. The second person, Cree, says this: when it comes to, is he tired of white people, or is she tired of white people? Every damn day, sir. We've got a critical thing. We got a critical thinking literacy crisis. Say, I don't leave the house anymore unless it is essential. Clinging to the the natives or the naive side of my family. Yeah, the native side of my family. Everyone else was cut off long ago. And the last one says this: as a white person, I got a few redneck relatives I'd happily push down the stairs. Let's continue on.
About something, right? But do white people ever get tired of other white people?
And one more. Faye says this: every single day I have to fight the urge to slap the heck out of people that look at me we are tired, so very, very tired. The second person says this: yes, I will also say I get excited about fighting. It is literally brings me joy. So I'll start say what needs to be said. And now that I have fully let myself just be myself, no one is safe. She says she's coming after all of them. And the last young lady says this: when it comes to being tired of white people, she said, every single day. I'm Canadian in the middle of Missouri, and I can barely handle the pleasantries at the gas stations. Just listening to people talk gives me the ick. I need to get out of here. Shout out to her. Grab your passport, girl. I don't blame you.
And I'm amazed for a country that has no health care.
And the last one we're going to look at is the short answer: yes. The long answer: yes. It's the inability to step out of the individualistic mindset. And that's true. That's one of the things that white people you're going to see complain about tonight. That white people think about themselves and their scenario and their families only, and don't think about anybody else's culture and anybody else's family. White people say that is very common in their community, that individualistic mindset. And see how they are nothing to those at the top. That's the part that they think that they're like that, but to the ones at the top, they care nothing about white people. It's the unwillingness to be wrong, to be uncomely, or be uncomfy. The second person says, yes, all the freaking time I'm tired of white people. The third dude says yes. And the last person we're looking at says, yes, especially in my family, once again, who hasn't figured it out yet. Like, for real, they need to read a book or get a hug, therapy while they can get it. And maybe they can open up their eyes after that. So there are white people that are really tired. But notice what I said. They're tired after years of being able to accumulate. Now, I'm not telling white people to give away their own personal possessions, because we can't go back in time. And I'm not about to sit up here and hate on white people because they were able to benefit off of what took place through that accumulation of benefits. There are black people that hate white people, not because of what's going on today, but because whites were able to accumulate. I don't hate anybody, but I do acknowledge and understand why you white people are complaining. That white supremacist system still exists. You still commit 70% of the crimes, but yet 70% of the convictions come on non-white people. I'll say that again. 70% of the crimes in the United States take place with white people, mainly males, of course. But 70% of the convictions take place by way of non-whites, meaning whites go to jail, blacks go to prison. Whites get arrested, go to jail. Blacks get convicted and get sent to prison. Latins get sent to prison. So let's go back to the video.
Whose illiteracy is...
I'm tired of being white, bro. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of all of this shit.
This one was funny. This one, if I was a white boy, I understood this white boy here. Let's bring this back.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of all of this shit. Look at this. Where the cheese at? You stood 10 feet away and you threw this cheese on that motherfucker. I ain't gonna say nothing. Fake ass white green. I don't even know what it is. We ain't even finna dive into it. The skin still in there. Sick of this. I'm trying to go to a Black Thanksgiving.
Unfortunately, you cannot love a group of people who are not moved by love into action. White Americans are not moved by love. We, white Americans, are the most hyper-individualistic group of humans on the planet. And when you are hyper-individualistic, you must inherently not be for the collective. When you're not for the collective, you have to shut yourself off from large parts of your emotional, natural human instincts. You have to choose to ignore the suffering and the plights of other people. And that is the truth for the majority of white Americans.
Tell me what culture in America you think is so great?
The white culture.
White culture. Okay. That's
Yeah.
crazy for you to say. Can you tell me what is this white culture that you think is so great?
White culture made America great.
Tell me wait, tell me this white culture. What is this?
The culture that came from the UK, that came from France, the culture.
So tell me. I'm waiting. So wait, by the way, culture from other countries. So one, culture from other countries. Two, what are you going to bring up? Lack of seasoning on food? Tell me, what white culture do you think is so great?
We have stuff like Christmas.
Wait, was Jesus white?
Christmas.
No, I think
no. So if Jesus wasn't white and Christmas is about Jesus, then how can this be white culture?
It counts as white culture though.
If Jesus isn't white, then how could specifically this be white culture?
Jesus didn't create Christmas, dude. What are you talking about?
It's literally about Jesus' birthday. Okay?
I know.
And Jesus isn't white. So it's in celebration of someone who's not white, yet you're referring to it as white culture?
Rates and black people causing crimes. Why would I want to live go live in a black neighborhood where they're shooting each other every other day?
Let me ask you a question. How did Charlie Kirk die?
He was shot. Yeah.
By who?
Kind of like how you do your.
Hold up. By who?
By a guy.
By what type of guy?
Yeah, like with one single white on white.
No. Hold on. How many white people? Do you know the statistic about how many?
I'll make sure I put the stats up there. He's about to ask him, do you know the statistic of white people that kill 85% of white people that are deleted in America each year are murdered who? By other white people. They will tell you and sell you on the media about black on black crime. They will put it in the movies. Every once in a while, they'll throw the Italian brothers under the bus and make some Italian television shows and Italian movies and make it seem like Italian people out there just killing each other, right? But they won't do that with white people. They won't do that with white people. But the statistics show white people are deleting each other. Every year. It ain't us deleting them. They deleting them, they're each other.
White people die every year from gun violence?
Yeah, it's probably majority to do with the black people.
No. It can't be black people's problem when they putting the gun in their mouth. Do you know your people got a serious mental health issue going on right now?
Wait.
I asked you who killed Charlie Kirk. You said a man killed Charlie Kirk. You know a white man killed Charlie Kirk. And then you know white people are hold up. And you talk about violent. White people are so violent they're killing themselves. Did you know that?
Before he goes any further, I'm coming with receipts tonight. Y'all know what Dre was gonna do. As of late 2025, white males continue to account for the highest total number of suicide deaths in the United States, making up nearly 70% of suicide fatalities, often with the rate of exceeding 20 to 25 per 100,000 people in the United States. Let's look at the key regions or the data that they have for 24, 25. Total deaths White males constitute a significant majority of the suicide deaths, with around 68% of total deaths. The rate, while overall suicide rates did not change from 2018 to 2023, white males maintain one of the highest age-adjusted suicide rates. White males. The other one was Native Americans, just in case you wonder who was the next one in line. Native Americans were next in line. Demographics. Men are approximately 4 times more likely to die from suicide than women. High-risk groups. Suicide rates are higher among men. This is the part that got me. Now, white men are deleting themselves. Of all the deletions between men and women in all races, white men do it almost 70%. This one blew me away. And I looked at the charts too. The highest suicide group in the United States are men 85 years and older. White men getting to the end of life and deleting themselves. I didn't know. Maybe y'all knew this. I did not know this. Socioeconomic factors. Men without bachelor degrees are more than twice as likely to die from suicide compared to college educated men. And men who are in these particular occupations delete themselves the most. Men who are in construction, farming, or repair jobs have the highest suicide rate. And those are careers that don't show stability. Construction, you can have 1 good year, 2 good year, and all of a sudden everything could be pulled from up under you and you can lose everything. That could push you off over the edge. Farming, you can have 1 good year, 2 good years of farming, and all of a sudden the farm that you had in your family for 10 generations, you might be up to lose it. Repair jobs, no stability when it comes to repair jobs sometimes. Sometimes you're making money and next minute the money gets tight and you're ready to delete yourself. Yeah, I didn't know that with older dudes. I knew about white dudes. Shout out to Zay in the building. Shout out to Zay. Salute to you as well, my brother. And just in, the Green Rage death was very sad. Green Ranger. Wow. He says this. He said, even the white MRA and red pill spaces acknowledge that their self-deletion rate is higher than women as the argument against feminists. I imagine that they don't include black folks in that convo. That's a good point. Also, he's T-Mac. Shout out to T-Mac in the building. T-Mac says this. He said, I bet if reparation Liberia happens today, it will be a social success. Absolutely correct. That's a good way of putting it. I didn't even think about that, but that's a good way of putting it. When they created Liberia, that was during the Lincoln administration. Black people had no insight and knowledge on running governments and running countries and didn't have the education level and hadn't invented the things that they invented thus far. Just imagine if they gave us Liberia today. The sad part is there were already people living in Liberia when they gave it to us. And we had to fight those people. That's the sad part. They sent us over to a country that already had people. Black people would break success records if they left us alone or left it alone. Yes, they would. But yeah, I just wanted to share that information. And I'm going to bring that back, let you guys, as the brother speaking and talking about Charlie Kirk.
Shot, yeah.
By who?
Kind of like how you do your.
Hold up. By who?
By a guy.
By what type of guy?
Yeah, like with like one single white on
By,
white.
no. Hold
crime.
on. How many white people? Do you know the statistic about how many white people die every year from gun violence?
Yeah, it's probably majority due to the black people.
No. It can't be black people's problem when they putting the gun in their mouth. Do you know your people got a serious mental health issue going on right now?
Oh, wait.
I asked you who killed Charlie Kirk. You said a man killed Charlie Kirk. You know a white man killed Charlie Kirk. And then you know white people are hold up. And you talk about violent. White people are so violent they're killing themselves. Did you know that?
Yeah, and it's totally not.
Let me ask you how many white people are dying every year from killing themselves? Do you know that number?
The real reason white people want to erase the history of slavery is because given the chance, they would absolutely do it again. While not all of us subscribe to this system, a lot do. That's why they like our current president, because he consistently, without fail, reinforces the hierarchy of white people on top, followed by everybody else. Of native citizens on top, followed by everybody else. I consider white supremacy to be one of the most dangerous domestic threats in the United States. Because if you didn't know, there are estimated this many active members in white supremacist organizations. People like your pastor, your neighbor, maybe someone you've seen giving looks to people of color, but not necessarily saying anything. White people try to downplay the effects of white supremacy, but it's significantly more people than they will admit.
We use words, they use bullets.
This is the man who shot Charlie Kirk. This is the man who shot Trump. This is the man who killed Melissa Hortman. This is the man who tried to kill John Hoffman. This is the man who tried to kill Paul Pelosi. This is the man who killed an Obama-appointed judge's son. This is the man who hired hitmen to kill Democrats. This is the man who ran over a left-wing activist and killed her. This is the man responsible for the Austin bombing. This is the man who sent pipe bombs to Obama, Biden, and Hillary Clinton. This is the man who shot Gabby Gifford. This is the man who tried to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer. Oh, and this man, and this man, and this man, this man, this man, this man, this man, this man, and this man. This is the man who set Josh Shapiro's house on fire. This is the Oklahoma bomber. This is his accomplice. These are just a few of the men who beat police officers on January 6th. I can think of a few things they have in common, and it's not the way they use their words or their left-wing politics.
Keep putting on a show for me, baby! I'm a white boy. White trash motherfucker!
Yeah. Ain't no fun when the rabbits got a gun. I'm a white man, man. That brother tased the hell out that white boy. Let's bring that beat back. Tased his ass.
These are just a few of the men who beat police officers on January 6th. I can think of a few things they have in common, and it's not the way they use their words or their left-wing politics.
Keep putting on a show for me, baby! I'm a white boy. White trash motherfucker!
Round two.
White power.
Guess the top 10 countries with the most serial killers of all time.
I think that the USA tops this list, number one.
USA is number one, 3,615 serial killers.
It's by a landslide, right?
Literally 18 to 19 times more than number two on this list.
I'm going to say United Kingdom is two.
United Kingdom is number three on the list, just behind number two at 190.
Ireland? No. Take that back. France.
France is not on the list. Neither is Ireland.
What about Germany?
Germany is number 9 on the list. They had 88 serial killers.
See, that's so much less than the USA. Canada, because
we're talking about like almost an all-time type of list. The United States is only 400 plus years old, almost 500 years old. 500 years old is a baby compared to these other countries. A baby. 3,000 plus serial killers. We love keeping some guns in the hands of crazy folk. Let's bring this list back to the beginning. You say Australia's on the list? Let's see if Australia's on the list.
List number 1.
USA is number 1, 3,615 serial killers.
It's by a landslide, right?
Literally 18 to 19 times more than number 2 on this list.
I'm going to say United Kingdom is 2.
United Kingdom is number 3 on the list, just behind number 2 at 190.
Ireland? No. Take that back. France.
France is not on the list. Neither is Ireland.
What about Germany?
Germany is number 9 on the list. They had 88 serial killers.
See, that's so much less than the USA. Canada, because they're close to the USA.
Canada had 119. They're number 7 on the list.
You know why? Because they crossed the border from America.
Can we just talk about this? UK had 190 and the USA has 3,615.
I know, it's stupid. Mexico.
Mexico is not on the list.
Is Russia on the list?
Russia.
He said Mexico. Mexico is known for a lot of things. Serial killers are not. I don't think you got one South American or one Central American country on this list. Let's see if they got a South American, Central American, or African country on this list. Let's see if from the continent of South America, the continent of Africa, Asian continent. Let's see if an Asian continent is on here. Or let's see if Central America is on here. Seriously, Mexico don't need no serial killers. Let's go.
That's number 2, 196 serial killers.
So Russia at number 2 only has 100 compared to USA's 3,000.
There's a 3,400 person difference between amount of serial killers in those two countries.
Is China on the list?
China is not on the list.
Is Japan on the list?
Japan is on the list. Japan is number 4.
Wow. I did not see that coming. I thought it was going to be all white dominant countries. Japan is number 4.
137.
Damn, what are we doing over there? South Korea.
No, but another South.
South Africa.
South Africa, 100.
Whoa. Africa, man. Damn, okay.
123 serial killers.
India.
India is number 6, 121 serial killers.
I don't know why I think of all people from India as nice people.
Need 8 and 10.
Australia.
Australia is number 10, 80.
Australia made it to the list. Zeta said, oh yeah, Japan, known for serial killers. I did not know that. That I didn't know. Shout out to Dave. Dave said, he said, Andre, there's a show called Evil. Let me write that down. Evil Lives on the Discovery Channel. Evil Lives on the Discovery Channel. And it has shows, show how many serial killers deleted are American and the majority are white. Yep, I kind of figured that one. Wow.
3 serial killers, and you need number 8. Italia.
So other than Japan and South Africa, most of them are white dominated countries. I don't think this is a coincidence.
97 serial killers.
So if you add all of those up, is that still less than the USA?
Significantly less, and that's what's scary.
Saying like we're tired of straight white men in society is really as like explicit as it sounds. I think it's just contributing to a general idea that like we're tired of straight white men having the power and everything, you know? And it's like we as women of color, as like students at this university, like we're very much capable of certain things, and we don't have the same privileges that are offered to straight white men.
All right. Number 2 question. Do white people have culture? Before we even go into that, I want to hear what you guys have to say. My answer is 1000% no. I can't think of anything that whites have done culturally that hasn't been stolen from somebody else. And I'm not coming at white people. I mean that. I'm not coming at you white folks. Don't be thinking I'm coming at you. I can't think of white, and I mean that. From recipes that are good, nope. Everybody else got great recipes. White people's recipes are always trash. Music. Jazz came from black people. Country music came from black people. Slow jams came from black people. Rock and roll came from black people. Jazz itself came from black people. Salsa came from black people. You can't use music. Beer were the Egyptians. That's black people. Can't say beer. Theo said war. They stole how to do that from other cultures. The only culture that they have is now wars and racism. That's it. They perfected how to be racist and how to start unnecessary wars. Now that's one thing that we have that we can give white people credit for. We will crash allegedly we will crash our own airplanes into our own buildings to start a war. That wasn't us. Yes, allegedly that was us. That was us. If you ain't done your homework on that one, we will do the Oklahoma City destruction. Wait a minute. I don't know. Looks like YouTube took it down. Yeah, it looks like it got taken down. It looks like it got taken down. Let's see. Yep. I'm about to create another one. We could do another topic for tonight. I know, right?